Hi everybody, today I am talking about dealing with the fear of being judged by others. One of the things that I thought about was, what do people think about me? And although it's good to care about some opinions, this fear made me so scared that I ended up saying no to a lot of amazing opportunities. I was scared to meet and hang out with new people. I felt pressure to perform at a higher level because I was worried about what my parents would think about me if I failed. So in this video, I'm going to talk about how I deal with this fear. First, I've learned that this feeling never goes away. The truth is that I'm always going to care what people think. However, I learned that I can lower the amount of anxiety that I feel by deciding which opinions matter to me. Close friends, family, anyone that I cared about, these are the people that matter. And it's easier to think about the opinions of people in this group rather than thinking about everybody's opinion. Even now, especially with social media, where I'm posting content on YouTube, TikTok, LinkedIn, Twitter, I can't help but think about the people in my life that follow my content and watch it, or the random college student that I met once who now sees me as a LinkedIn influencer. And in the past, it was a little bit too much for me. Feeling like I was being judged deterred me from putting my 100% effort into posting content easier and a lot quicker. I used to look at a post and I would stare at the title and change it 5 times. I would look at my hashtags. I would wonder if I was doing my SEO optimizers correctly. And all of this kind of just took the fun out of content creating. And I got into content creating and wanted to do it because I enjoyed the creative part about it. And so I wasn't happy. The hobby that I was passionate about and enjoyed doing no longer felt enjoyable. And that's when I decided to flip the switch. If I had a video idea, I would write the script, I would record it, I would edit it, publish it with the title that I had in mind, and anything that came to mind, like writing a description or any obvious hashtags that I really wanted to use from the time that I created the idea. And when I was done and I uploaded the video, that's when I would go back and reevaluate everything that I did. That's when I would look back and ask myself, what could I have done better? And so I ended up creating this workflow that didn't give me decision paralysis between 50 different titles and 30 different types of hashtags that could optimize how well my video starts trending. And I understand you want quality videos to go out. You don't want to push out anything that would make you look bad or people wouldn't enjoy. But it's proven that quantity gives you better quality. Doing an action consistently is how people become better at things. It's how I became better at content creating. If you don't believe me, check the first video that I posted. I haven't unlisted any of my videos, so my first video is really my first video. And the reason I don't remove my videos, no matter how bad it is for 2 reasons. One is that I want to remind myself how far I've come. And the other is to remind people that I am a human being and that I do make mistakes. And just like any other human being, I started this and I was really bad at it. It takes time to be great, you just need to give yourself that time. And while I was taking that time to be better, I kept telling myself to not worry about the little things and to keep moving forward. One of those little things was caring about what people on the internet said about me, specifically the negative things. Before I started content creation, I only had to worry about the people around me. And as of 5 months ago, I not only believed that I had to care about the people around me, but I also had to care about everybody that looked at my content. The feeling that I was being judged was amplified. And recently, within the last 2 months or so, I've started to reflect and come back to my roots. I told myself that if initially all I cared about were the people around me and the people that actually matter, then why should I change that? And it seems like something simple. It seems like something that everybody should know when they start doing content creation or when they just put themselves out publicly online. But saying it out loud and making myself aware of it gave me a lot of peace of mind. It reminded me that there were a set of opinions that mattered to me and that it didn't have to change no matter what happened with content creation. And I understand I don't have a lot of followers, I don't have a lot of subscribers, but I noticed that this tends to be something that happens with a lot of small content creators. In fact, this happens a lot with anybody who enters a new stage in life. We as humans tend to just forget where we came from. And whether we had a bad history and want to forget it, or we have a good history that we want to remember, it's good to understand where we came from and to understand that we have built a foundation for ourselves that shouldn't be changed just because we have a different online persona or because we started putting ourselves online. And when I realized how useful it was to only care about the things that mattered, I applied it to every part of my life. It became a lot easier for me to do a presentation in front of 100 people because I didn't overthink what every person was thinking about me. Even if I wanted to know their thoughts, I'm not a mind reader, so why should I waste my energy trying to be one? And as much as it was easier to force myself to stop overthinking, I found that it was still important to reflect on where the anxiety was coming from. I'm telling myself that a stranger's opinion isn't important to me, so why does it bother me? Why does it bring me anxiety? And what I found was that I had a lack of self-confidence. I didn't believe that I could ace the interview, pass the test with flying colors, or even make better YouTube videos. And this realization was the key to lowering the amount of anxiety that I was getting. The more that I believed in myself, the less power that I gave over to this fear of people judging me. And I'm not here to give a positive peppy statement about how if you believe in yourself, then everything will work out. Things will start to get better. I'm saying that things will get better because you decided to work harder, because you decided to push yourself. Even if you do not do as well as you thought that you would, if you keep improving, growing, watching my videos. Okay, less emphasis on the last one. But if you keep growing, you will be able to draw the self-confidence that you need and the belief that you could do something because the physical proof is there. I am able to say that I got better at content creation because I can look back at the past 5 months on my YouTube videos, my TikTok videos, and see that I'm doing a little bit better every single time. So on top of all of the self-reflection that I was doing, the physical proof that I was creating started to reinforce ideas in my brain. And this reinforcement helped me doubt myself less. When I was reading books about how to be confident enough to put yourself online, I read about the idea that everybody is in the center of their own worlds, which is another way of saying that everybody cares the most about themselves. And at first, I understood the theory behind it, was able to agree that even I care the most about what I say or the things that I do. But after all the content that I've put out, I really started to understand how true this theory was. I started to realize how exaggerated my fear was of the internet. I think what it was that I spent so much time on social media and got used to seeing the big numbers, whether it came to likes and views or comments, that I believed that those numbers were the norm. That if I posted something publicly, millions of people would see it. And it wasn't until I went out and tried it that I realized that these numbers weren't very realistic, at least for me and where I'm currently at. Sure, the internet is explosive and news can spread quickly, but it usually doesn't happen instantaneously for people. Let's put it like this. Every video that you scroll past has thousands of views and likes, but how many people do you think are posting videos? Millions of people are posting pieces of content over all the social media platforms. And out of the million posts, one gets a million views. If I scrolled past 5 videos, I'm sure there were 500 videos that I didn't get to see. And after seeing it like this, it became a lot easier to not focus on the millions of people that aren't seeing my videos and focus on the few people that are. In the non-content creator context, for the people who don't care too much about social media, a single post can make you feel vulnerable. A bad picture or video can spread around and all of a sudden, your entire world is flipped upside down. And you're entitled to feel like your entire world is upside down. You are entitled to those feelings. When all I interacted with were the people around me, those opinions felt more important to me. But these opinions weren't weighed heavier because the people were more important. These opinions meant more because it was the only feedback that I got. And I realized that it doesn't have to be this way. I don't need to have a feedback system that relies on people that I don't really care about. So I started a new feedback system that was based off of my own opinion and the people that I care about. And as I continued trusting myself and started to weigh my own opinion, the opinion from people that I care about higher, the more I started to feel confident in who I was. Strangers started telling me what they thought about me, and I didn't feel a need to disprove them or wonder if they were right. I knew what my character was from the months of working on myself, and I achieved a level of resilience after all the time I spent reflecting. And it's easy for me to look back and say that I started filtering opinions easier, but in the moment it wasn't. I couldn't just start ignoring opinions and saying that they didn't bother me, because deep down I knew it still did. And so ignoring opinions is never the long-term answer. Again, I needed to ask myself why I was worried about somebody's opinion. And when I thought about it again, I got a different answer. This time it turns out that I was scared of people getting to know the real me. I was scared of being called a loser again or being seen as lame, for people to know me and think that I wasn't special or important. And I was blessed to have a decent support system where I had friends or family that told me that I was special or important at one point in my life. But it's a different feeling for me to acknowledge that I was special. It's not really something that you can feel or hear from anybody else. You need to tell yourself that you're special. And if you don't believe you're special, it's just because you haven't found the reasons as to why you're special yet. When I eventually found the reasons that I was special, I worried less about being seen as a loser or being seen as lame, because I knew that someone who is special could never be those things. Knowing that I was special gave me the ability to clear negative opinions out of my head faster and the space to follow my heart. At the end of the day, I am living my own life. Nobody else is ever going to live that. And since I get to choose what I do with my life and how I feel in my life, I decided to grow the traits that I needed so that I didn't feel bad about who I am. And again, this whole process takes a while. You won't wake up tomorrow morning and be fixed. But if you put enough time towards yourself and push yourself out of your comfort zone, you'll start to notice a lot of different points that I mentioned throughout this video. The only other piece of advice that I would give is that if you're taking any of my advice and things start to get challenging, it means that you're doing it right. If you're still not sure how to deal with the fear of being judged, I can help you out with your specific problem with a life coaching session. I will leave a link down in the description below where you can sign up. If you want to support my channel and you enjoy the video, feel free to like and subscribe. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments section. And as always, keep improving, stay productive, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.